This week on the Grand Theory podcast.
Believe it or not, I was like a virgin until I was like 20 or 21 or something like that. So I was like a virgin until I was like, in high school and stuff. There's girls that I like, but I didn't like.
You never shot your shot?
Well, I might have shot my shot, but I probably got like rejected or something. I probably got rejected a couple of times.
And how do you handle that?
Oh, it was rough, but it was rough. It was rough, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I was cheesed, but you know, I seen all my other boys, you know, shooting shots and scoring, you know, and I'm shooting shots and getting blocked. So that was like I guess a little tough, but like
Yo.
we in the building.
You already know.
Grind Theory in the house.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is gonna be the. Oh wait, hold on. Before y'all see my bald spot, let me put on my hat. I ain't ready for all that yet. I ain't ready for all that. All right. So this is the first official episode of what, Ori?
Grind Theory.
The Grind Theory. So I'll just give you a little bit of, I guess, like a backstory. So the Grind Theory is about the reason that we came up with the Grind Theory is it's for everybody goes through different struggles in life, right? Everyone has their own unique story.
True.
And in that unique story, most people they never talk about they talk about their success, and they might gloss over their struggle, but they don't really go in depth about their struggle and what happened and how they actually overcame that struggle, what mindset they had when they were going through that struggle. What are some of the tips that helped them kind of get through that time, right?
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Struggle is not it's struggle or adversity is not unique to any one person. Like everybody goes to adversity. It could be in a relationship, it could be job, it could be injury,
School.
it could be school, it could be you lost your phone, whatever. You know? I don't know, you know what it is right now. So it could be anything. But what I wanted to do, what the point of the Grind Theory podcast is to, I want to kind of like tell everyone's unique story. I didn't want to share their unique story.
Yeah.
And the struggle and how they overcame it. What kind of tips they used to overcome that period of time, right? And what kind of lessons we can get from that. Yeah. And in the process, we want to learn some fun stories, some crazy stories, you know, just a full range of topics, you know what I mean?
And some life stories too.
And some life stories, some life lessons. We want to give tips because I guarantee you that whatever struggle that someone else has gone through, somebody else has gone through something, maybe not exactly, but at least something similar to that, right?
Facts.
And those tips and those little bits of advice can help somebody else who's struggling right now. So that's kind of what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? So what we got today, Ori? I don't know.
So today we're going to be talking about the big man, Mr. Aquille. We're going to be going back a little bit, getting to know who he is as a person and what his story is about. So you know what? Just to start off the day, Mr. Ambrose, let's go back in the day. Let's probably say, let's not go too back. Probably say high school. Give us a little bit of how Mr. Ambrose was like in high school. Because I remember you were telling me about like the struggle of going to school, you know, having like classmates, like, you know, think you were dumb, whatever it is, like no smart. Like, how did you go through that struggle?
So I was like okay, so first of all, like I was like a big kid, you know, like I just was bigger than not normal, but I guess like just a bigger kid, right? So
wait. Let's take a step back. So when you mean bigger, did you mean like no offense or whatever? Like, do you mean like fat? Do you mean like big?
Nah, B, I was a beast.
Nah,
no.
come on.
Sorry.
Come on. No, like, do you mean like fat? Do you mean in the sense of like you were a bigger kid, like stronger, like muscle wise? Or what do you mean by big?
I was like a little bit like more like on the, I guess, like stronger side, kind of.
Okay.
Like I wasn't like fat or anything like that, but more on the stronger side, just like tall and stuff like that, kind of big. So usually people associate with taller people like, oh, this guy's not that smart, you know.
Okay.
I was playing lots of sports too, so they thought I was just like all into sports and not actually smart, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like, I don't know if it was like a spelling test or like I don't know what it was, some kind of assignment or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I did well on the assignment, right? And like I remember it was these girls. You know what I'm saying? A lot of behavior in life is motivated by girls. You know what I'm saying? But like But these girls were making fun of me.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, this guy's stupid, yo. It's stupid."
Oh
Like
my.
back home, they're like, "Yo, it's stupid, yo." So like, so he was like, they were like, "Yo, this guy's stupid."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, I'm not stupid." And they didn't want to ask me questions. They were like, "Oh, he doesn't know the answer."
Wow.
And I was getting mad. I was like, "Yo, what do you mean I don't know the answer? Just because like I didn't do that good on this test?"
Yeah.
But so from that, like one thing that I always had is like I've been very determined my whole life. Like I've been very, very determined.
Yeah.
Like very competitive, right? You guys, you know that.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Nah, yo, they're not gonna call me stupid no more. None of that. So I was like, I'm gonna put in the work.
Yeah.
So I think I started like studying, you know, and there was a girl, her name was like Brittany. So she'd come first. It was like Brittany and this other girl, her name was like Natasha.
Yeah.
Brittany, Natasha. First, second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then the boy came up in the building. The boy came up in the building, and I started coming first, second, first.
Okay.
And I really just like put in a lot of hard work to get there. You know, I just settled down and focused on it to get there. So they didn't call me stupid no more after that.
So pretty much, I guess, like during the high school, like when you got to that point of people calling you stupid and stuff like that, you took that personal, I guess.
I did, just like the Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Yeah,
I took it
I
personal.
took that personal, yeah. And like the key thing you mentioned was when that happened, like you put in the work.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were just getting mad and then you were doing nothing.
Nah.
So yeah.
There's nothing that can happen without putting in the work. Like I can't just do good all of a sudden without studying, right?
Yeah.
I'd have to put in the work regardless.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah. And then after that, the high school, big man, went to
high school. So technically, that's high school, and like in the Caribbean, it's a little bit different. So like that was like Form 1, Form 2. So that's still considered high school, but like here, that would be like junior high.
Okay.
So like junior high was fine. I didn't really have much adversity in junior high.
Yeah.
High school.
Cause like you right now, you've already given us like the when it comes to the brain struggle, like with school, exams and stuff like that.
And that's not even the most I struggle after. But we'll get into that.
Okay,
a little bit more.
So that's just one. When it comes to like people making fun of you, so you went through that struggle, and then you took it personal. You had the mindset that you're not gonna let these people look down on me, and that's how you push through. Okay, that's good. So that's the academic one. So how did you push like personal one, like maybe like bullies, or whatever? Did you ever go through that struggle or no?
Nah, I was a big kid. I never get bullied. So, I mean, I guess I should be thankful for that. But, nah, I never really got bullied or anything like that.
Okay.
So, that was good.
I guess the biggest one, the next one afterwards, I think everyone wants to know, like everyone goes through this in high school. Like, did you ever go through like the girl struggle too, like the heartbreak or whatever like that? Or was it after high school?
I didn't go through the heartbreak struggle in high school because, believe it or not, I was like a virgin until I was like 20 or 21 or something like that. So I was like a virgin until I was like, you know, in high school and stuff, there's girls that I like, but I didn't like.
You never shot your shot?
I might have shot my shot, but I probably got like rejected or something. I probably got rejected a couple times.
And how do you handle that?
Oh, it was rough, but it was rough. It was rough, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I was cheesed, but you know, I seen all my other boys, you know, shooting shots and scoring, you know, and I'm shooting shots and getting blocked. So that was like I guess a little tough, but like it didn't affect me like too much, but I always wanted it, but it didn't really affect me too much initially in high school.
Okay.
Because like I would just focus on other things like sports and stuff. I was still kind of like I guess popular or you know, playing sports, so it wasn't too much.
Okay.
I think it probably hit me more when I went to like university.
Okay, we'll get to that. I know we have some crazy stories on that. So, like you mentioned about sports too. So how was that to you? Like playing with other people, trying to get your position, whatever. How was that for you?
In junior high and high school, like it wasn't really a struggle for me. Like position wise, like because I guess I was pretty athletic and stuff at that time.
You're the big dog in town.
So like I like high school. I remember I just came from the Caribbean. You know, I was running bare feet on concrete. When I came there, I was just a beast. Like when I came that first time, right?
Yeah.
So that was fine. And then when I went to high school, it was still pretty good because I could still compete at that level too. So like football and stuff, like I I never played football before until high school.
Yeah.
But I like really gravitated towards it. I did well in it and stuff for that first year that I played.
Okay.
Basketball, same thing. So, sport wise, it wasn't too bad. Like it was pretty good. I didn't really face like practices that were rough and hard and stuff like that. But I didn't face like adversity from like my position at that stage in my career. And
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So that's high school. That's the high school struggle. Okay. So now moving on to the main one, the university. I believe you told me you went to Halifax. Yeah.
So if we're gonna go and dive into the I guess the origin story or whatever is so initially, right, the high school that I went to, my parents were like very religious, right? So like my dad's a pastor, back home. So when I came to Canada, right, I was in public school to start, right?
Okay.
But I was playing lots of sports, we believe in going to church on Saturday, right?
Okay.
From Friday sunset to Saturday sunset.
Okay.
So a lot of my games were on Friday, like Friday, Saturday, right? And I was trying to play them. I wanted to play them and stuff. I was partying and stuff like that. So my parents were like, nah, yo, we're going to send you. If like my grades started falling, I wasn't paying attention to school anymore.
Yeah.
It was just the football, the basketball, whatever, right? So my parents were like, nah, if you don't pick up your grades, we're going to send you away to this private school, with a religious school, right?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick up my grades. Don't worry about it. I'll pick it up.
Did you ever pick it up?
I did for a little bit, but then I got sidetracked again.
Okay.
And I didn't believe them. I thought they were just bluffing. But dog, this is Caribbean parents. They don't bluff, dog. They would not bluff it.
They never do.
They sent me away, sent me to the school, and then they dipped. So like they went back to the Caribbean. So I was just there. I was at the school by myself, whatever like that. And like I hated it. I wanted to leave. Like I wanted to kind of get back to to Edmonton and stuff like that, but it didn't really work out. And on where that high school was, they also had a university campus. So after I finished high school, I just went to university there too.
Okay.
Right. I didn't want to go to university right away, but my parents were like, "Nah, go." So I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." I didn't want to go, but whatever. In university, when I was football, I mean, there's no football team at that place. But basketball, I was all about basketball.
Yeah.
So that time, like I was like, yo, bun school. I didn't care. Like I didn't care about school because I didn't want to go in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just focused on sports. So like I went there for like 3 years. I switched my degree every single year. So every single year I switched my degree. The first year I was like, I was a business management. Yeah, I want to own my own business. Then I was like, yo, it's too much business and stuff. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
Then I went to wellness management. I was like, I want to do fitness, I went into wellness management, and then I was like, then I think I went back to business, right? And then I kept switching, and then I was like, you know what? I decided that I'm gonna leave school, take a couple of years off, right?
Okay.
But that last year that I was in school,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to classes. I was just doing whatever.
I was booming classes.
My GPA was like a 1.1.
Wow.
1.1.
Wow.
But I took 2 years off.
Okay.
And then I started playing football.
Okay.
Right. I played for the Edmonton Wildcats, and then after my year was done, we didn't win no games. I think we won like one game in 2 years. They were supposed to be like a song we were supposed to sing. I didn't even know the song because we didn't win. We didn't win enough to have to know the song.
Yeah?
So, but shout out to the Wildcats. I think they're doing better now. Shout out. That's my dogs. But yeah. So I was fortunate to get a scholarship to Halifax, St. Mary's University.
Okay.
And so now when I went to St. Mary's University, that year I trained hard. Like that summer, I busted my ass hard. I was running till I puked, passed out, get back up, kept going. And then when I went to Halifax, it was nice.
It was nice.
It was nice. There's a lot of stuff there.
Now you gotta break it down. What do you mean by nice? Like, I'm curious. You know what? Actually, before we actually get into that, I remember you were telling me about how you actually came up picking up the school. Because you said you had different opportunities and everything. What made you choose that university?
Well, to start, so the first school to recruit me was UBC, right? University of British Columbia.
Okay.
And that's the school I wanted to go to. I was like, yo, BC, the weather is nice.
Yeah.
There's probably nice girls there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably nice girls there. The weather's nice. I'm like, yo, you know?
No,
and
yeah.
like, I've been to BC. It's nice, right? It's a new place, other than Edmonton. So I'm like, yo, for sure. So, but when I was trying to go there, I got affected by my grades because my grades are so low. I had 1.1 GPAs. Like, you know, that's trash.
Yeah,
it's not even 2 point. That's not even like
It's
2%. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting mash up.
But that was
So he was like, yo, we can't really give you a scholarship because like your grades are not good enough to get in here.
Yeah, your grades are trash, yeah.
So then what I did was like I sent out my video to like a bunch of different schools. I was like sending it to their emails, you know, sending it to their coaches. I sent one to Simon Fraser, right? Because they were like in the NCAA, like I think like tier 2 or whatever. But NCAA, you're playing against American talent, right? So I was like, yo, that's what I want. But my grades weren't good enough. And they were like, yo, you would have to redshirt. I was like, nah. Then I got a recruiting trip to go to Mount Allison, which is also, out east. Yeah. And they were pretty cool. Like they were gonna offer me a scholarship, offer me a place. Like it was pretty cool, you know. But then I went to St. Mary's University, and I met some crazy dogs there. Like when we were on the recruiting trip, it was lit. Like the recruiting trip was lit. You know, like we went out, we partied. It was like, you know, it was like they hooked. Nah,
it was the baddies. It was the baddies that made it to that university. That was it. It was the baddies, eh?
Yo, there's like 7 universities around that university, and there's influx of girls, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, like it didn't factor in my
hosting.
decision.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. But I also wanted to win, right? I also wanted to win. I also wanted to they were the only school that would accept me because of my grades, right?
Yeah.
And
the 1.1 GPA.
because of the 1.1 GPA, right? And they were like, but what they did say though was that my coach, what he said to me was like, yo, at the end of the day, you can go to these other schools, but we're just gonna whoop your ass. So I was like,
wow.
I was like, all right, yo, fair. I was like, all right.
Damn, that's
So
pretty cool.
yeah, so he was pretty cool, but and he played in the NFL and stuff like that, so it kind of drew me to that school.
Okay.
So that kind of made me pick that school. It was new. It's in Halifax. It was still a new place.
I also remember you mentioning about like they had like was like a physiotherapy.
Yeah,
like
that was actually very big too in my decision because that was the only school, I guess, from the ones that I visited, right, that had a physiotherapy clinic, and I was big on that. I want to take care of my body, right?
Yeah.
So
you're gonna find out why that ended up playing a key factor to this man's story. That ended up playing a big factor to his story.
That's true.
That's actually true. We're gonna get into that. Okay, so Halifax. Like, give us a quick. You know, we got to dive deep, bro. Like, so in Halifax, was it in Halifax or was it in Edmonton? The first one that kind of like made you become cold. Like, which one? I'm curious to know, cause like, was it in Halifax? Was it in Edmonton?
This is that rated R information right now, but nah, it was in Lacombe, yeah.
Okay.
It was in Edmonton, so it was in Edmonton this side.
Okay. Nah, you don't have. I don't think they need to know the full story of what exactly happened.
But
that was what made this man cold.
Yeah, I got my heart got smashed up.
Yeah, you know.
But
I think it's a struggle.
it was a little bit on both sides, I guess, but still, I took it rough.
Yeah, that was
I took it like an L.
Yeah, that was what made him, you know, become the savage. He's now the beast, now the monster. You know?
Yeah, see, all those times, so I didn't have sex all those times too, you know. So like I was like I wanted it from since the time. So I was just, you know what I mean. I was just like waiting for it. So
yeah.
After that.
Yeah, because you know, it was trying to be the lover boy, you know, the ones you see in Disney and stuff. Honestly, never believe what you see in Disney. Like, yo, you can be respectful, respect everyone, like treat everyone fairly, but don't believe in Disney, man. It's fake. I have my own personal experience. Trust me.
We're gonna get that on the next episode.
Yeah.
But
okay, so when you started Halifax, like over time, did the GPA improve, or was it still 1.1?
So I guess I can go into kind of what happened in Halifax. So I faced some adversity in Halifax. Like initially we got there, like we thought that it was gonna be, you know, we're gonna have a crib, have everything set up.
Yeah.
But shout out to the boy Boom, and shout out to the boy Eli. Eli. Shout out to my boy Eli.
Okay.
But those are my roommates. But so we got there,
Yeah.
you know, and when we got there, we had to go find our own place and stuff like that. So it wasn't as easy as we thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
And we had a training camp, you know. Training camp. I come in as a starter in the training camp depth
Yeah.
chart, right? Come as a starter, so I'm feeling nice, whatever. But it's a new position for me, so I was a defensive end.
Yeah.
So now I'm coming into a new position where I'm doing as a linebacker now, right?
Yeah.
I'm a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? So now I got to drop into coverage and all this stuff, and I'm not as comfortable with it.
Okay.
So at first I was in the depth chart for like maybe 2 weeks. Depth chart, I was starting.
Okay.
Then the boy, Jarek, this guy looked like, got long hair, whatever
Yeah.
that, comes in, took that shit, just took it out
Snatch
from
it
me.
off of you.
Snatched it from me.
Damn.
Snatched it from me, right? I was pissed, but you know, he was better than me at that time, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give him that. But I faced that adversity, but I was so focused. I was like, nah, bro, this guy took my spot. Like, I was mad, so it made me push to do better, right?
Yeah.
And to honestly, when I was in Halifax, because I'd already partied and stuff in university, I was like super focused. So I wasn't trying to party.
That
I wasn't
much.
trying to like deal with that many girls. Like I was like, you know, I was really focused on football, right? I was so focused that I would kind of like not really talk to my teammates and stuff like that because
Yeah.
I didn't really care that much, right? I
Yeah.
wanted to just kind of do good in ball,
Yeah.
so I didn't really socialize and stuff. But basically, what happened was we started the season off.
Yeah.
You know, we were doing pretty good.
Okay.
We were undefeated. You know, we didn't lose no games, no nothing. And about like the game just before the 5th game of the season, right?
Yeah.
We played against the school that recruited me, the other school, Mount Allison, right? And that game, I was on special teams, right? So I was on all the special teams, even though I wasn't on defense, right? At the time, and I was on special teams, and I was just like, you know what? I'm in this role right now. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna kill it. Like,
Fact.
I'm just gonna kill it.
Yeah.
So in that role, in that role,
Okay.
in that role, I was like, yo, okay, I'm gonna have to just dominate it, right? In that game, I had a breakout game, you know. We were playing, and I was just going off, bro. Like I was just going off, right? I think I led the team in tackles for that day from special teams, right?
Wow.
And like it was just like I was just doing
Mashing it
damage,
up.
you know.
Very good. Yeah.
And then the next games, I was feeling good. I was like, the next time I was building confidence. I was like, yo, that was my breakout game. Now I'm really, you know, starting
Get
to make
into it,
moves.
yeah.
So the next game, you know, everything is going good. We're on a punt play. Punt play goes, you know, we start the game off.
Yeah.
They're running down the field, and I make the move. The guy runs on the field, right?
Yeah.
I'm running towards the ball carrier. I'm running towards the ball carrier. And as I'm getting to the ball carrier, I break down to stop.
Yeah.
But as I get to stop, this guy comes from the side and just boom, hits me, just gives me one shot. So I fall down, but there's another guy. He's got his helmet on,
Yeah.
and his head is like this. So when I fall, I hit straight into his helmet, straight into my side.
Yeah.
Instantly, I feel pain, right? I feel the pain. I'm like, okay, but you know what? I'm a beast, yo. I can't be, I can't be complaining about this
like
play.
that, yeah?
I was like, this is normal football playing. So I'm running. I keep playing, right? But yo, it's getting harder for me to breathe. I'm like trying to run. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I can't breathe. You know what's going on? Running. But I don't want to say anything to the coach because I don't want to seem soft, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, bro, I can't say anything. But I'm dying. Like, you know, this is the first quarter that happened, right? Second quarter comes by, we play it, and we're going out all the time. We're going out pretty often. So halftime comes up now, and coach is like, I had a coach, his name was Coach Dubs. He was like, yo, Ambrose, why you playing like a pussy, man? You playing soft.
Oof.
And I was like, what? I was like, don't ever call me. I was like, don't call me no pussy.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, watch.
Yeah.
Even though I'm dying, right? I'm like, yo, watch. I was like, watch. We go out. When we go out that play, I was like, we were out for the very first play of the game.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, watch this. First play, boom, make the tackle all the way down, like right on the 2-yard line, 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Big play. It gets called back. They do it. We have to run the play again. Same thing. Get this almost in the same spot.
Wow.
And I was like, yo. I was like, you see that? I came off. I was like, yo, you see that? But I'm playing. I'm getting hit. I'm giving hits.
You feeling the
And
pain?
I'm feeling the pain, yo.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the sideline. I can't even stand up. I'm like this. Just trying to stand up.
Yeah.
To the end of the game, I have to have my two teammates holding me up. I can't even stand up on my own, you know? And I still didn't want to say anything. They're like, yo, what's wrong? I'm like, no, I'm good. You You know, I'm trying to be tough. I don't want to say anything, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm good. And I was like, yo, I don't want to come. I don't want to tell the coach that I'm feeling it because then he might not put me back in the game.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not trying to lose my spot. I'm not trying to lose none of that stuff. So I kept playing. End of the game now. We win the game.
Yeah.
You know, we're still undefeated. Shake hands. I go to the locker room. And, bro, I'm in pain. I come to the locker room. I sit down. I have my helmet on. I'm just like, yo, sitting there. I'm just trying to figure it out, you know,
Yeah.
like a mash-up.
Yeah, mashed up.
So then I go inside to the shower.
Yeah.
You know, I'm standing in the shower.
Yeah.
The hot water's on me. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. But in my head, right, I had a girl that came to watch the game.
Okay.
So even though I'm hurting, I'm thinking about, like, I had already told her, like, I had told her, like, hey,
Yeah.
meet me around the front. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was gonna come over to the house.
I'm gonna do the business.
And you know, so I went towards I left now, and I'm going towards the entrance of the building.
Yeah.
But towards the entrance of the building is right where the physiotherapy clinic was, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I was walking, I was like, yo. And what's crazy is because there's two entrances. So I could have gone this way or this way.
Yeah.
And my house is closer to this way, but the other entrance is here,
Yeah.
where the physiotherapy clinic is. Right? But I was like, you know what? Let me just check to see if something is wrong, right? So I go in, and they're like, yo, they start poking me. They start poking me. And they're like, yo, I think you have internal bleeding. You should probably go to the hospital. But what was on my mind was I was trying to smash. Really, being bluntly, I was trying to smash. So I wasn't really thinking about that. I was like, yo, I'll go after I get it in. You know, after I get it in, I can go. So I was like, I didn't take it that serious, right? So I was like, whatever. So I leave. You know, the girl was outside waiting for me. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, she was a nurse. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, I was like, let's go to my house. So she's like walking back to my house. I can't even walk normal. She had to like help me walk. Yeah. You know, we'll get to the house. I'm like, yo, let's go inside. Yo, let's go inside, right? She's like, yo, like I told her what happened. She's like, yo, should you go to the hospital? I was like, yo, let's just go inside first for a little second, and then we can go to the hospital, right? She's like, no, sit in the car. I'm gonna go get your stuff. We can go to the hospital right now. Just make sure you're okay. I'm like, all right, fine, right? Which is crazy because I was kind of cheesed. I was like, yo.
It was cheesy to get the cheeks.
I was cheesed, right? And so then we went to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
When we get to the hospital now, bro, I can't even get out the car. Like, I'm in so much pain, I can't even get out the car.
So in my mind, I wonder how, if you actually went into the room, how you're gonna clap. Like, you have no energy.
Oh, I would have got the energy. I would have got the energy.
This guy, bro. This guy's a wild man.
Like, I went into the room there.
Yeah. And go to
That's
the
it.
hospital. You
Got to the
get off from
hospital.
car, yeah.
Got off in the car. I couldn't really move.
Yeah.
So we had to get a wheelchair to take me out, to put me in the wheelchair and take me to the inside the hospital.
Yeah.
When I get inside the hospital, ladies asking me all kind of questions. She's like, oh, where's your health card? What's your health card? What happened? What's this? What's that? I'm like, yo, I'm in pain. I don't know the answer to all these questions, right?
Yeah.
So they take me in, you know, give me a scan.
Yeah.
So the scan reveals that from that hit, I had suffered a grade 4 laceration of my kidney.
Wow.
And I had, so basically my kidney split from the top to the middle and from the bottom to the middle. So just like a little piece is holding it together.
Damn.
Right? And that's not the only thing. So then on top of that, my ureter, which is the tube that goes from your kidney to your bladder, it got shifted. So I was leaking urine in my body. Oof. Right? And the doctor was like, yo, in all my 26 years, I've never seen this. He's like, if you didn't come here tonight, you would have bled out in your sleep and died, right? And like I like heard it, but I was like, oh, you know, I didn't take it in like that, right? And then you know, I was in the hospital bed there, you know. I was still trying to get it in. I was still trying to get it in. Like I was on the bed. I remember I was on the bed. They put me in the room, right, for a little bit. Yeah. And then my coaches were gonna come in, but before they came in, I was on the bed, right? And I remember I was like, yo, I was trying to grab her hand, and I was trying to, you know, I just, my mind, like, it's so crazy because, like, even in that scenario, my focus was just on some other things, you know,
Yeah.
when I should have been worried about
about
like,
your
yo,
own self.
probably surviving and, you know, making it through. I'm worried about
Yeah.
like, you know, trying to get it in at that time, right?
Okay.
And
Okay, you know what? We're gonna take a quick technical break just to round up some stuff. We're gonna be right back. Just remember where it stopped. Ben was trying to get it in at the hospital. This guy's a wild man. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, so I know you're talking about like you got to the hospital and you weren't thinking straight. You still wanted to get it in, being a savage and stuff. So what happened afterwards?
so, we're in the hospital there, you know, and then my two coaches come in, you know, my head coach and my assistant coach.
Yeah.
So they come in, and they find me, right? But there's also like 4 other guys in the hospital
Yeah.
from the game. So the game was it was a rough game.
was a rough game.
People were getting mashed up in that game. People were getting mashed up. So like but out of all of them, my condition was the worst, right?
Yeah.
And they came in, they see me, right? And then my head coach, he was like, "Yo, you gotta call your parents. You call your parents?" And I was like, "Nah, yo, I didn't call them." But the reason why I didn't call them was because it was a Friday night game, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't supposed to be like
Playing.
in my religion, I'm not supposed to be playing, right?
Yeah.
Because of what I believe. So, but I was. So I knew that if I called them, it would been like I would have felt guilty, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to call them. I was like, nah, yo, I'm not trying to call them. I wasn't gonna tell them. Like if I could have made it through that injury without telling them, I probably would have did it.
Down.
So I was like, nah, yo, I'm not gonna tell them. He's like, yo, you gotta call them. What are you talking about? I'm like, all right, cool. I called them. I was like, yo, I got injured. Yo, here. My coach wants to talk to you. My coach wants to talk to you, right? and then, you know, coach started talking to them.
Yeah.
What's messed up was that very first night that the coach talked to them.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, like probably the first couple of things he said was like, yo, can we void the scholarship because, you know, he's going to be out for the season. Like, it's just void. We just want to get rid of the scholarship.
Damn.
Right? And that was like the first, bro, I'm there the first night,
thing
you know what I'm
you
saying?
said,
That's
yeah.
the first thing you're saying, right? So that was kind of messed up. But they kept talking, whatever. And I was just in there. And the doctor was like, yo, we don't have enough beds in here. We're going to have to probably send you to the next hospital and stuff like that, right? We're going to try and get you. We're going to have to act on this quickly, right?
Yeah.
So the coach came back in, my assistant coach. This guy was like, yo, he was like laughing. He was like, oh yeah, you could still play with one kidney. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, bro, I'm out here about to die, and you're making jokes about my kid. Like I could play with one kidney, like, bro. And like that wasn't the only thing, cause like right after he said that, they kind of took me out to the other room, right, to get the IV in, right, the drips. So when they were giving me this drips, right, it was just this white guy is kind of like he was balding, like probably how I'm gonna be soon, but you know he was this white guy, and he was trying to give me the IV, right?
Yeah.
And then he made the same joke. He was like, "Oh, yeah, you can live without one." I was like, "Yo, shut up."
Shut up.
I was like, I was like, "Yo, shut up." I was like, "You think it's a joke? You think it's a joke, bro? I'm about to die. You think this is a joke? I'm out here on the bed with one kidney, or maybe with one kidney, and you're telling me I can live with one kidney?" I was like, "Yo, bro,
No, don't make
I was
jokes.
cheesed."
Yeah.
And you know, the girl was trying to calm me down. She's like, "Yo, just calm down." You know, she rubbed my hand. I was like, okay. and then
Bro, that guy's killing me.
and then the guy, bro, I don't know if this was on purpose or what, bro. The guy is giving me the IV, right?
Yeah.
He's checking me. He's checked me one time,
Yeah.
right? Nothing. He's like, "Oh, it's not a good one." Check me here, bro.
Nothing.
Oh, not a good one. Bro, the guy checked me 5 times, bro.
Down.
Bro, I got good veins, bro. I got good veins.
Yeah.
I know I got good veins, bro. You slap up the wrist a couple times,
It's gonna pop up.
I know.
Yeah.
Bro,
You're a beast.
dog,
Yeah.
this guy was just stabbing me up, and then he couldn't get the vein. So what he did was he told me to make a fist,
Yeah.
and he put it in my fist.
Down.
So it was uncomfortable. He put it right in my fist. I was mad, but I was like, you know what, whatever, it's fine. And so, we kind of went on. Like I talked to my parents. My boy called me.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, yo, he was telling me, he's like, yo, you good? I was like, nah, bro, I got injured. He's like, yo, your kidney? He's like, yo, I'm gonna sell you my kidney. I was gonna sell it on the black market, but I'm gonna sell it to you. He's like, I'm gonna sell it to you. He's like, I'm gonna sell it to you.
That's a wild man, bro.
I was like, okay. That's my dog. That's my brother. And my sister called me a little bit too.
Yeah.
But in that time period, man, honestly, it's crazy to say this, but I wasn't really as worried as everybody else. Like I really just wanted to have sex. Like literally, I just really wanted to have sex, which is a messed up mindset.
Yeah, it is.
But like that is what I wanted.
Yeah, at the time.
Cause you know, like maybe I wasn't feeling because of adrenaline or what, I don't know. But like after the game, my whole plan in my head from before the game was like, yo, we play the game, we get the win, go
Smash.
home, you know,
Clap
have
some
sex,
cheeks,
go home, clap some cheeks, and then you know, move on with the day.
Yeah.
So like I was still thinking about that, right? I wasn't like I don't know, I wasn't like scared. Like I wasn't like scared. I was just like everyone else was kind of scared, but I wasn't like really scared, you know.
Do you think it was the mindset that you had that what's it called? How would I put it? Like you were not really looking at the bigger picture, I guess.
You know what? I was pissed. I was pissed because I was like, yo, bro, how can I get hit and be injured like this? Like, like this guy just, he didn't even hit me that hard. Like, how is my kidney split and I'm like mashed up like this, you know? So I was a little bit upset about it, right? But so what happened after that is they took me in an ambulance, right?
Okay.
Took me in an ambulance from that hospital, like 2 minutes away to the next hospital.
Yeah.
It's around the block, right? Took me to that hospital, and then I was in the ICU.
Okay.
So I was in the ICU, and for those of you who don't know, like ICU is intensive care unit, right? So that's where like people who are like not doing too well are, right? Like you're about to die kind of thing, or like in intensive care kind of thing. So I was in there, I can hear people in there like, you know, coughing, moaning and stuff like that, and I was just like, man, this is rough, right? But I was still pretty good. The girl, she was there with me too. She was there. She's like, I couldn't do it. You can't eat or anything like that right now. We're gonna prep you for surgery in the morning, so you can't eat, nothing like that. And this is after the game, bro. I just played the whole game. I didn't eat nothing, so I'm like, yo, you know. And even there, I was still trying to, you know, I was still trying
to get some.
I was still trying to get some, you know.
I was a wild man.
I was trying to get some, but like. Yeah, my mindset was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this thing. I'm gonna be back.
Yeah.
Like I never, you know, I'll be back. You know, that morning, the next morning, she stayed with me the whole night.
Yeah.
Right. So I really appreciate that. Shout out to Dale. I appreciate that. She stayed with me the whole night, right? And the next morning, go to surgery. Yeah. Right. Go to surgery. They take me in the morning. They take me off to the room.
Okay.
You know, I was talking, and they just gave me that.
It was just gone.
And then I was gone. I woke up. When I woke up, I had a catheter inside me. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's like it's like they take a tube and they stick it in your penis. And then I don't know if we're gonna have to rate this show different. I don't even know, man. We're gonna have to rate this X-rated. It can't be.
It can't be.
So this is the first episode, guys. Don't worry. After that, we'll be more.
It's gonna be
more
PG.
PG.
PG. Yeah, just talking about like a story. Okay.
But we're just trying to give it to you like how it is, you know.
Like raw and clean.
So they stick it in your penis. You know, it's like a tube and it goes to a bag.
Yeah.
So what it is for like because of what happened to my bladder, I was because it was shifted. Yeah. Right. They also put a stent inside of me. Right. Okay. But everything that they did, they put it through that tube that I have on my body. Right.
Yeah.
So
okay. Use that phrase.
Yeah.
Okay.
They put it there. So like the stent, which is like a piece of steel, kind of like in there to help straighten the tube so that it would flow properly. Right. So they did that, and when they did that, they also gave me the catheter, right?
Okay.
So the catheter is like whenever I have to pee, you know how you have to you push, you push out to pee.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like that because that force of me pushing out would affect my kidney. Yeah. Me pushing out. So what happens is with the catheter, as soon as you feel like you have to pee, it just flows out into the bag, right? So for like maybe 3-4 days, the bag was just red.
Peeing blood.
Just blood. I was just peeing blood from internal bleeding, just blood. And I was like, yo, what is this, yo?
Yeah.
Right? And that thing sucks, man. You're taking it around the bag. Like I felt like an old person, man. I was like walking with the bag, you know,
A bag of pee.
a bag of pee. And so they brought me back to the intensive care unit. And when they brought me back to this intensive care unit, the girl, Dale, she was there. She was in the car. She came back and she was waiting for me, right? I might have messed. I kind of messed up, I guess, a little bit. When I was there, I started texting the other girls I was talking to, right? I told them when I was back, she brought me. Yo, this girl just brought me back snacks, like all the stuff that I wanted, candy, chips, juice, whatever, right? Anything that I wanted. And when I came back, right, from the surgery, I was texting some of the people and telling them like, hey, I got injured or whatever.
Yeah.
And when she came, right, and she gave me this stuff, I was like, yo, hold my phone for a second.
Yeah.
Right, I was like, oh, hold this.
Yeah.
But when she took it,
Message came in.
I guess a message came in. So she opened it, which is messed up. But she opened it. I guess she didn't like what she saw. And she didn't say anything, right? She didn't say anything. She just gave me the candy. She's like, okay, I'm just going to go to the car and grab some other stuff. But she went to the car.
Nobody came back.
Bro, she sent me a text. She's like, yo, I can't believe you would do this to me after I stayed. I was like, yo, I was just telling them that, what happened, right?
Yeah.
She's like, nah, yo. She dipped. I felt bad. It was messed up, but it is what it is, But I still appreciate her though, for real. I appreciate her for taking me to the hospital and for staying with me that night though. But so after that now, it was like a whole process now. So now, I'm moving around with this catheter.
Yeah.
And like if that cord gets tied up, like if it's like this, if that cord gets tied up like this,
Yeah.
its pressure is like building up. It's like the pressure is like building up,
yeah.
right? So you have to be really careful that you keep it, extended and stuff.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
But my mindset in that stuff, like even in that time, right?
You didn't give a shit.
I really did not think that I was like. I never thought I was gonna die. I never thought I was like. It didn't cross my mind at all. Like, it just didn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
Right. But I was a little bit negative on myself. I was like, yo, man, how could you? I felt weak.
Yeah.
Right. Because I was like, yo, how could you get hit by this one dude, and this dude and you like mash up your whole career? This guy broke
Pretty
you.
much, yeah, broke you.
They folded you like some paper, dog. You out here,
Yeah, broke your
mash up your whole kidney. Like the doctor said, in 26 years, he's never heard that.
That's a lot, though.
That means that guy can always say that he tore that guy's kidney up.
Kidney up.
Like I'm not gonna say he's gonna say that, but he's gonna be like, yo, yeah, I hit that guy.
Yeah, and then his
Done.
career or something.
Done. His career is done. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I was
true.
like, I was like, yo. So I was more like, I was more angry than I guess sad or anything like that, and I was also I guess selfish because from the intensive care unit they moved me into one of the upper rooms, right?
Okay.
And I was selfish because I was watching my teammates play, right? And I didn't want them to win, which is messed up. I didn't want them to win because I didn't want them to win without me,
Yeah.
right? Which is a messed up
So you
kind of
wanted-
mindset.
You had the mindset in the sense that you wanted to try and see, what's that word? Show like your value or something. That without
Yeah.
them, without you, they can't win.
Win.
Something like that. Okay.
Exactly, and I don't think like let's say that's a great mindset to have. Like
Okay.
I guess not like that. You're supposed to be happy for your teammates, even regardless, right? But I was just like, I don't want these guys to win, yo. I want them to lose, yo. Like I want them to lose so they can know, like, oh, yo, Aquille, But they won. They kept winning. But that my mindset in that hospital was, I'm in the hospital room, right? And thank God, shout out to my ride or die, Aquille Ambrose. That's my.
It's your dog, eh?
That's my dog, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my girl, man. My sister, she came through, because what had happened too was that when I was there in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Remember I told you I met my head coach and my assistant coach. They never came back.
Damn.
They never ever came back to see me. So I was in there for I was in there for like about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So from the first day, the head coach and assistant coach, they never came back to see me, to check up on me or nothing, right? And not only that, but they were lying and saying that they were texting me and seeing how I was doing, but they weren't.
Not doing anything.
And they were telling my sister that, and if I think if I was by myself, like I was by myself out there in Halifax, I didn't have like my family or anything out there.
Yeah.
So it was difficult, right? Like it would have been difficult for me to just be in the hospital by myself.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for my sister coming through, like I don't know what I would have done, right?
Sure.
So she came through, and she stayed with me. She brought me food. She fought for me. You know, she fought for me for real because they weren't doing anything. Like the coaches and stuff, they didn't like. Yo, they were just like they just like left me, right?
They dumped you there and
Just pretty much left me and done, right? And I had another coach, the coach that you know from the gym,
Yeah.
right? That coach, that was the coach I was like tight with. You know, we're from the similar. Our islands are right next to each other in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So we're we were pretty close. You know, we speak in patois. You know, we're very cool with each other,
yeah,
right? Very
open
close. Out of all the
conversations and
coaches.
stuff, yeah.
And when I messaged him, he messaged me. He's like, "Yo, where you at?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm in the hospital." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna hit you up when you get out." I was like, "What do you mean when I get out? Like, what the hell?" And I was really pissed about it. You know, we like had a falling away. Now we're good. You know, now we're in a good place. But at that time, I was pissed because I was like, "Yo, how could you just tell me like, yo, you're gonna hit you up when I get out? You don't even know if I'm gonna get out.
You don't know. Yeah.
Like I'm in the hospital, bro. You know, and it's not like I got into the hospital from doing something else. I got into the hospital from playing football. Like you know what I mean? Like I was playing football.
Yeah.
So it was tough. Like my roommates came to see me, so that was good. Some of my teammates came to see me. I had one coach, Alex. He'd always come check me. So shout out to Alex. You know, Coach Alex. He came out to see me all the time. And Coach Dubs, he came to see me one day. You know, after my sister had kind of been like, "Yo, you guys are saying that you guys are seeing him and whatever, but you're not." Right?
Him, yeah.
And the school didn't know. The school didn't know that I was injured. So like, the school had to get in on it too, right?
Yeah.
The school had to come into it and stuff like that. And like we're gonna get lawyers and stuff, but it didn't really materialize kind of like that way. But in the hospital, man, that was probably like one of the most tough times for me, like mentally. Even though I didn't think I was gonna die.
Yeah. Even
Like
physically.
even physically. Oh man, physically, I was mosh the hell up.
Yeah, like you said, you were peeing through a tube.
Bro, it wasn't even. Listen, I was in the bed like this, just like this. I couldn't even sit up like this.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn. No, I was just like this on bed rest, right? Because I didn't realize, but that kidney region, right, is in your whole core.
Yeah.
So, and you use your core for like everything, to stand up, to move, like to anything, to push, like anything. You use your core. So literally, I was just like in this for like almost a week and a half.
Wow.
I couldn't move, right? And I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't wipe my own ass. Like the nurses had to come and like be wiping me up and stuff. Like I couldn't do anything, right? And like I'd never been, especially me being an athlete or being active my whole life.
Yeah.
I've never just been like this like for like a day even, right? So for me to be like that for like a week, dog, it was torture. And the room was blank. The room was like a gray room with just a clock and a window that's not even pointing to anything, just pointing to another building.
Wow.
So like, there's nothing for me to like
to try and keep your mind
to keep my mind busy. I'm looking at the clock. I'm just there looking at the clock. I can't move.
Yeah.
Right? Look out the window. It's raining. It's gloomy. I just see another building, another brick building.
That's about it.
And that's about it. And in that time, man, that was probably like one of the hardest times mentally for me.
Yeah.
For sure, I was depressed. Like for sure. Because I was thinking, there's points I was getting so mad at my coaches that I was like thinking about like causing physical harm to them. You know, like real physical harm.
Rage and
like rage, because like at night I was like, man, how could it? That was what was really hurting me. Like, how could I work so hard for this? How could these guys not even care about me to come check on me? Like, yo, I could die in here, and they are not coming to check me. You know. Yeah. Even though I didn't think I was gonna die, I was like, yo, how can these guys not come and check for me?
Yeah.
Right? So it was a lot of rage. Like I remember at night, right? There was one night I was so mad that I was like, my head was getting hot. Like it was like almost like a steaming. Like my head was getting hot, and I was just thinking, I was dreaming about my coaches, right? Yeah. And I was dreaming about causing physical harm to my coaches and stuff. And I was pissed. Like I was just there, and I couldn't calm down. I couldn't calm down, right? And my sister had, the only way for me to calm down was they had to turn the fan on me and play gospel music. Like that's the only way I was gonna calm down. You know, I was so mad. I remember I had the pillow. I just took the pillow, like threw it against the wall. I was like, yo, I swore. I was like, threw it against the wall. I was just pissed, right? And like those first couple days were like the hardest days, some of the hardest days of my life because like I said, I felt so weak.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, yo, I worked so hard.
Yeah.
Like I worked so hard to get to this point for me to get hit in one, and it's not like I was doing good.
Yeah.
Like I was really about to do good, you know? And like it didn't just feel like I wasn't just mad for myself. I was mad because like even whether it's true or not, I felt like a lot of people were counting on me were expecting me to do well, or counting on me, like whether it be back home in the Caribbean, like on my island in Union Island, like they're like, oh, you got a scholarship and stuff like that. They're like, yo, that's big, you know?
Yeah.
Like there's nobody that plays football professionally at that level, right?
Yeah.
Who's there. So for me, like when I went home after my injury, right? People were like, yo, what happened? Like I wish you know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
So I felt that, right? I felt like my little brother is young. I'm like, yo, what is this guy gonna think, yo? His brother got mashed up like this, like you know. I know he looks up to me.
Yeah.
He's weak, right? So a lot of the stuff was like me against me. Like maybe I don't know if those people thought that or not.
Yeah.
Right? But me, I thought that, right? I was like, yo, dog, I'm a bum, yo. How can I get injured like this and get destroyed like this? And then I was thinking a lot of negative thoughts. But what really changed my direction was what really changed my direction was, but I'll give you some like physical I guess like attributes. So like when I was in the bed, I was there in that position, right?
Yeah.
And because I couldn't move, I was getting bed sores.
Yeah.
Right? Which is like getting a sore on your bum or whatever like that. It's like eating away or whatever. So I was getting that and I couldn't move.
Yeah.
You know, they had to like kind of move me on my side, push me on my side a little bit so that I can get some space, put a pillow underneath, whatever. And I remember when they told me I could start like walking, right?
Yeah.
Like going to the bathroom and stuff was painful because I have to lift the bag up, I have to sit down, like, you know, with the bag. And when I remember when I first put my foot on the ground, it was like this. Like it was like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even like put it normal, right? And not only that, but when I stood up, I couldn't stand up straight because I was like this, like a hunchback, you know? Like I couldn't stand up straight. And no power in my core. Like I'm trying to talk to people, I'm like this. Shaking, right? But I started walking like very slowly, right?
Yeah.
Like very slowly. And what really changed, made it like a really drastic change in my mindset, and even made me think about, you know, like all these things like island grind or the grind theory and all these different things, was that when I started to walk, right? Slowly starting to walk and to get my grounding, you know, my footing, I guess, is in the room next to me, right?
Yeah.
In the room next to me, there was a guy in a motorized wheelchair. And he was in this motorized wheelchair. And when I started to walk, he noticed me. He's like, yo, you walking already? And I was like, no, you know, I'm not really walking that fast. So he's being all negative, right? He's like, oh, man, you're doing pretty good, bro. Because he's like, there's people in here who've been in here for like 3-4 months and they ain't walking, you know? So I was like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. But I started talking to the guy. I'm like, yo, what's going on with you, right? Bro, this guy, his left testicle was gone from cancer.
Damn.
Right? His left testicle was
scary.
gone.
Oh my God.
And then on top of that, his left one was left, and then his right leg was gone.
Damn.
And then you know this guy said to me, he's like, you know, you have to even me out, you know? This guy's cracking jokes. He's like, yeah, let to even me out. And I was like, bro, what?
Jokes doing pain too. Damn.
And then the guy, he had a hole in his side of his body, right? Damn. And there was like a plastic bag there connected, and from the plastic bag, like a pouch, it connected to his kidneys. So his bladder he had an infection in his bladder, and they had to remove his bladder. Damn. So that pouch was what he was peeing into.
Damn.
So this guy was like peeing into, and he told me like it's painful. Then he told me, he's like, yo, I was like, so what about your family? He's like, oh man, I've been in here for 6 months, and I haven't seen none of my family's come to see me.
Damn.
And I was like, yo. But the thing is, this guy was you wouldn't think that because the guy was cracking jokes.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. everything's good, this, that, making me laugh, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I started thinking, I was like, yo, this guy is in a way worse position than me.
You are.
Like, I got family here. My sister came up here. Like, I'm walking, I'm doing all these things, but this guy's actually mashed up,
Yeah.
right? And like, for him to be in that situation
Yeah.
and still be positive, I was like, yo, I gotta change my mindset. I gotta change how I'm thinking about this thing, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, from like that day, I
Yeah.
kind of shifted my mindset. I was like, yo, you know what? I was like, yo, I'm gonna come back better than ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back stronger, bigger, faster.
Yeah.
You know? And that like really like motivated me and kind of helped me. Like that shift in my mindset really made me see a lot more progress just because like of how I was feeling mentally, right?
Yeah.
Even though there was days when I was frustrated, I was like, yo, I was trying to stand up more. I was trying to walk around more.
Yeah.
I was trying to push myself to do more things because
yeah.
of how that guy talked to me, right?
Yeah.
And that made such a big impact on me, so that I know that, like, hopefully whatever my story is and stuff like that can make an impact on somebody else, or,
Yeah.
or me saying something positive can help somebody else in that situation. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, like it's just like the same mindset about what we're talking about, like different people going through different experiences, and your story might be able to help that person. It's the same mindset, like you knowing what that guy went through, or going through rather, it kind of helped you like push through and start thinking positive. Because the fact is, if you never met that guy, you probably still be thinking negative.
Exactly, right? If I never met that guy, I might have been like, yo, man, I shouldn't have got injured. I should have this. I should have that. I should have this.
Yeah.
But to see that guy in that situation, and him being like, yo, I don't have all these things, but still making jokes, still being positive. I was like, yo, that situation ain't that bad,
Yeah.
right? And that's the thing. Every situation that you're in, bro, I can guarantee you there's somebody that's in a way worse situation than you.
Facts.
Like way worse.
Facts.
And just like life is really about reaction.
Sure.
How you choose to react to situations.
Yeah.
In that situation that I was in, right, I could have reacted and been like, yo, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to play. I'll never do anything again, right?
Yeah.
But really, that guy made an influence on how I reacted.
Yeah.
At first, I reacted like that, but that guy kind of shifted my mindset, right? Like, I probably won't tell you guys. I'll tell you probably guys like maybe on another time about when I was back home and like how the recovery was back home.
Yeah. I'll be for the next.
That'll be for like our next episode.
Or something. Yeah.
But I mean, that's kind of the gist of what happened to me like in Halifax, right?
Okay.
And the crazy thing is that even when I came out, like my sister had to leave, right?
Yeah.
And I came out, and like even though I was in that positive, like this is the thing to understand too, like it doesn't just happen overnight. You don't just like and then switch and then go into like a positive, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes time to build that. Like even right now, I'm still building that. I still struggle sometimes with a lot of different things, right? But I'm still working on it, right? But even then, my priorities were still messed up because I remember after I came out of the hospital, right? Like I was there for 2 weeks, and they're like, you know what? You can go out now. I took the catheter out.
Yeah. Felt good.
Bro, no, it didn't.
It was worse.
Yo, they lied to me. They're like, yo, 1, we're gonna take it out on 3. 1, 2, whoop, pull that thing out. Oh man, that was rough. But I was happy. I was happy it was out. But they still had the stent inside, like that little thing. So they let me keep it in there for a couple of weeks. But when I came out the hospital, right? So then it was like a switching of shifts.
Yeah.
My sister had to go back to work and stuff like that. But my dad came all the way from the Caribbean, came up to see me, came to stay with me.
Yeah.
And because we fought so much, the school gave us housing because I wasn't in the school originally. I was off campus, right?
Yeah.
And the school gave us housing for a month.
Yeah.
Right? And I was gonna try and do classes, but it didn't really work out. I wasn't in good enough shape to do the classes.
Yeah.
But we were out there, and shout out to my pops, man. He's a real one, you know. He took care of me. He like helped keep my mind in the right place and stuff too.
Yeah.
But I remember, man, like I was there. It was there, and I was like, man. I was smoking. I was like even after, like right out of surgery.
Clapping cheeks.
My first thing was like, yo,
you gotta clap
you know, I've been in here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Even in the hospital, man, I was trying to get people to come in. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, it's messed up. But as soon as I came out now, I remember, man, I was like, I was like trying to hit people up, and I would tell my dad, I'm like, yo, hey dad, I'm just gonna go downstairs and just see some of my friends. I just want to talk. I'm gonna be inside the building, just sitting down. I hope my dad doesn't listen to this, but you know, it is what
He's probably
it is.
gonna listen to it.
But
Mr. Ambrose, this is a little secret. Find out some stuff.
Yeah. So like, I was there. I would go downstairs, and then so a girl would like go to like her house, do whatever,
Yeah.
and then come back.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, daddy, I'm on the way back. Because
Come back,
they're mindful of me because they don't want me to do anything that it's the
Gonna hurt
injury and all that
yourself,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So man, I was doing that. I remember while I was doing one of those sessions,
Yeah.
in the midst of it, I felt like I had to pee. Right, so I ran to the bathroom. I went to pee, and it was all blood.
Damn.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. But I ain't no quitter. I ain't no quitter.
So you see, this man was peeing blood, and he still kept going. Dog.
Mama ain't raised no.
Nah, we
You
can't
know?
say that word, but yo, I mean, I guess that shows a strong man. You know,
what I'm
doesn't
saying?
tap out easy.
It's all about the mentality.
That's a good thing. Though.
It's
That's
all
a
about
good
the
thing.
mentality. You can't quit, dog.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
But this is to show you like where my priorities kind of were, right? Like
Yeah, at the time.
where my mindset was. Like even like I was so kind of consumed by that, right? So like
Yeah.
I was more worried about that than my health,
Yeah, man.
right? Which is kind
Which
of
is kind
crazy.
of messed up, but yeah.
It's messed up, but like it's all like a learning process. So that's kind of I guess like a gist of like
The crazy shit that
some
happened.
of the crazy stuff that happened to me in Halifax. There obviously be like there's a little bit more, but we can talk about that.
We'll
another
talk about
time.
next, yeah. So I guess just to end this episode itself. So do you think it was the guy you met at the hospital that kind of like pushed up Island Grind?
Yeah, because I was thinking about Island Grant from even before I went to Halifax, right?
Okay.
But that got like it was a thought, and I was writing it down. I was
Yeah.
writing those notes down because I still did some stuff in Halifax towards that. But that guy played a major role in really helping me understand the importance of like, positivity and the change in the mindset. Like mindset is so big, man, because if I didn't change my mindset to be like, yo, I need to come back bigger, faster, stronger. Like,
Yeah.
I need to overcome this thing, right? Like, I don't think I would have bounced back like the way that I did, right?
Okay.
Because that's like a pretty serious injury, right?
True.
And I was able to, like by God's grace, I was able to come back in a good way. And I'm still like on the process of coming back
Yes,
to
pushing
being
yourself.
to surpassing where I
Yeah.
want to be,
Yeah.
right? But like if it wasn't for that kind of mentality and seeing how that guy was reacting, like that taught me like a really big lesson. Like that reaction is key.
Yeah.
Like it's because that's really the only thing you can control. Like
Yeah.
I can't control me getting hit. Like
True.
I can try and avoid it, but if I was meant to get hit, I'm still gonna get hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't control what the doctors are telling me. I
Yeah.
can't control like how the surgery goes. I can
Yeah.
only control how I react to the situation.
True. True.
So no matter what, like your reaction is key.
Yeah.
If I get injured, if my leg gets cut off and I'm like,
That's all,
it's done, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm like, okay, shoot, my leg is cut, maybe I gotta apply some pressure or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's how you react, because
Yeah.
that's really what it is. It's
Yeah.
reaction is very key in
Yeah.
any situation.
Yeah.
So that's a big lesson that I learned that maybe that can help. So hopefully that helps somebody else.
Yeah.
Like just understand that reaction is key. Like
Yeah.
how you react to situations, how you choose to react, because that's the one thing that you can control.
Yeah. I remember you telling me this. Like control what you can control.
Exactly.
And-
Control what you can control, and
Yeah.
that's your reaction, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess we're gonna leave it at that. Probably the next episode we'll talk about like what happened after the injury.
yes, sir.
Maybe you mentioned like going to what's it called, moving back to the islands and coming back to the city, how that felt, and probably go from there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the grind theory, yo. This is just a little kind of like an origin story, I guess, kind of like
How the monster was made. This man back in '95, he clapping cheeks.
I guess how things started, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna then what we want to do for our future episodes is like we also want to interview the big man over here on this
Maybe ask
side
him
here,
some
you know,
questions.
ask him some questions, see what's going on,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna kind of dive into like we want to dive into other guests and see like their different struggles, their different things that they overcame and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and get into some fun stories, get into some crazy stories, you know. So,
Right, you know.
yeah, we'll see.
Yes, sir.
Struggle. No. Grind theory.
There you go. That's the
Grind theory, baby. Grind
See?
theory. Grind
Yes, sir.
theory.
And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh,
Yes, sir.
remember, yeah, it's going on YouTube.
We're going on
So,
YouTube.
Comment, like,
yeah.
subscribe.
Exactly. Give us feedback.
Yeah.
On
Spotify too, you know, drop a like.
Spotify, all the platforms. We're gonna put that there.
Yes, sir.
Give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Yo, we just starting out, so just know we're gonna get better each time, right?
100%.
Each time we're gonna get better. That's the mindset. 1% better.
Every
1%
day.
every day.
Every
Wait, what's
day.
the saying? We cannot
be broke.
We cannot be
But
broke,
what's
yo.
the second one? Brokenness is not an option.
It is not an option.
Yes, sir.
It's not no multiple choice.
Yes,
it's
sir.
not an option.
Yes, sir. Well,